Well, great morning. Well, I'm feeling human again. I was so exhausted yesterday. Anyway, I'll show you the car in a little while, and I think I'm going to look today and go find an off-road trail. I'm going to start out with an easy off-road trail, and we'll see how it goes. So, anyway, I was going to look at the Desantis thing, so let's pull some cards. And what is going to happen with this Desantis thing, that they are now doing an investigation, with what they did was just horrendous. So let's pull some cards and see what we get here. Oh, okay. So the first thing out is an exchange. An exchange, and let me pull some other cards here with this. An exchange to further his occupation. Okay. That's what we get going into it so far. And a maze. Okay. So yeah, it does look like we have a maze with this of drama. Of course, he's doing it to further his career, owning the Libs, okay? But let's see what we have next coming up with this. Working on thoughts. And the abuse of this, okay? So, yeah, in other words, they're investigating this and looking to see about charges, etc. Okay, at the center of it, we have temperance. The lovers, and rolling the dice. Okay, so it looks like in the center of it, they're trying to figure out a way to juggle this, thinking of a way they can cool it. DeSantis is trying to put out every sort of nonsense in the book, okay, as to how he can skew this to cool it down, okay. And so it looks like also the other guy, I never can remember, Abbott or what's his name, from Texas. They took a gamble on this to temper the situation, but actually they weren't tempering anything. Anybody that spends $12,000 per person to move them, okay, the double-edged sword, being tied up, the marriage. Yeah, they're both in this together. Abbott. And this is being looked into and talked about the nefarious way that they're doing this. Okay? These two involved with this. And last but not least, we have defending. And then as soon as I'm done laying this out, I'll look and see what else I see in this. main female. Don't know who that would be. Maybe it has to do with the court and the home. Maybe that could just be the migrants themselves, because defending the people, the migrants, against this. So we have the tempering of this marriage with the home, and we have thoughts about this maze. What are we going to do? How are we going to make this better? We have the looking at the thoughts about the gamble that these took and defending what's the best way. It looks like the care for the migrants, so what are we going to do with this? Occupation, working together on these abuses, and about the migrants being tied up with this dark agenda that these guys are trying to pull. Okay. Yeah, so they're trying to figure out what can they do with Desantis and Abbott to keep them from doing this again, because we have the thoughts about the marriage and the gamble they took and the things that they're doing, the way they're abusing and tying people up, to make sure they get deported. And really, they're doing the investigation is what it's saying. So that's mainly what we're getting. The buy-off, the buy and sell of this, the defense, the home, and this maze. Okay, so they just keep trying to create this maze of problems. And the way that he had it set up was, these people are doing everything they can legally to stay in the country. They are here legally. And he had sent them to Martha's Vineyard, and then said they had to report the next day to like Oregon or someplace in the other end of the country. And if they didn't comply with that, they could be deported. Okay? So, I mean, this is really heinous. Really, really heinous. Yeah, so what we have underneath of it, new light on new underhanded dealings that they've had, things they've tried to keep quiet that they're doing in the books. Okay? So, yeah, hanging these people up, trying to secure their position. Okay, so we'll have to see what happens with it. But the good news is they're under investigation. They are being, he is being sued, I think, by 3 of the migrants so far, suing him because they're trying to do everything they can to comply. And basically, the way he set it up, it was impossible for them to comply. So, we can own the Libs and get rid of them at the same time. Aren't we smart? And nobody will ever figure it out. Okay? Well, yeah, no, they figured it out, and they're looking into these 2. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you online.